What's going on, guys? Season 5 is officially just a few days away, and with it, we have finally gotten all of the balance changes that will be coming this next season. If you were hoping to see a bunch of nerfs, I have some bad news for you. It seems like almost everything that is changing is all buffs, you guys. Everything is going to be super powerful in Season 5. And in my opinion, it looks like Vanguard's probably saw the most amount of love this upcoming season, and you know what? As a Vanguard main myself, I am 100% here for all of these buffs. Angela will be getting increased movement speed of her Assassin's Charge from 16 meters per second to 18 meters per second, and the health of her spear on her ultimate ability is going from 600 to 800. Magneto shows once again why he is one of the best tanks in the game. He will now be able to bubble himself and bubble allies on separate frickin' cooldowns. To compensate for this change, however, the shield value for these new bubbles will go from 250 health to 200. The Hulk is getting increased survivability, where now every time he gets a direct hit with his thunderclap, it will reduce his bubble cooldown by 1 second, so that's pretty significant. Groot is getting a significant change, where now if he is within 15 meters of his ironwood wall, he becomes unstoppable. Now, if you're unfamiliar, unstoppable is essentially what the Thing has that allows him to not be stunned or knocked back. So I'm super curious at just how far they will go with this extent. Can Groot still be Emma grabbed? Can he be Angela grabbed? Can he be Wolverine grabbed? We're just gonna have to wait and see until we officially see this in game. But if it's just the word unstoppable, that's pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. Penny Parker is getting a much needed buff in my opinion, where now her webs will heal and give her allies a movement boost as well. The movement boost is a 25%, while the healing is 15 per second. This is essentially exactly what it already did for her, but only now it also works for allies, so definitely a W here. Captain America's ultimate is getting a significant buff. We did hear about this in the dev vision, but now every time he uses his ultimate ability, allies within its path will gain 30% boost to their ultimate energy charge. This is absolutely crazy. I understood that they'd get an energy boost for it, but 30%, I feel like that's pretty wild. What do you guys think? Ben Grimm the Thing is getting some significant changes. Hopefully we start to see him again on the battlefield. He's been kind of MIA for the majority of Season 4, so hopefully these changes can bring him right back up to the top. Whenever he jumps to allies, it used to grant him and the selected ally with 25% damage reduction, but now it will grant everyone in the area a 20% damage reduction, so that's pretty cool. Jumping to enemies will now not grant you damage reduction, however, it will apply 20% vulnerability to all enemies within the area. And this is the one that I am super curious about. Stone Haymaker damage is being reduced from 90 to 55, and the 50 bonus health that we normally got during this is completely removed. However, you will now be dealing bonus damage equal to 8% of an enemy's maximum health, and you will be gaining bonus health depending on how much damage you do with this. So you can't really just be punching the air to gain shield anymore. You will have to be hitting somebody, and specifically tanks, if you want to build up your shield here. So that's pretty cool. I'm really curious to see how this is going to work. Moving on to Duelist, and I'm sure this is going to make a lot of you guys unhappy. The bonus damage from Hawkeye's focus is being increased from 75 to 90. The Phoenix's fall off damage from 30 meters and farther is going from 60% damage to 75% damage. Storm's speed boost for allies is going from 10% to 12%, and her damage boost is going from 12% to 15%. Squirrel Girl is getting some increased damage on her acorns from 100 to 110. I don't know why they did this, but they did. Punisher's health is going from 275 to 300, and Punisher's ultimate will be shooting even faster, going from 14 rounds to 16. That's pretty crazy. Spider-Man will now be getting a web cluster every 2 seconds instead of every 2.5, and his ultimate is going from 60 damage to 70 damage. Wolverine is getting an increase to all of his percent damage. I don't know the exact details on this, but I'm not happy about it. And his Pharaoh Leap cooldown is being reduced from 15 seconds to 12 seconds. Mr. Fantastic is getting some pretty significant changes, where now he can enter his fridge mode after entering his inflated state. This is pretty crazy. I'm here for it. I love playing Mr. Fantastic, so adding extra survivability while in his inflated big boy state is definitely a W if you ask me. And on top of that, when he enters his inflated state, it will no longer be 350 bonus health, and rather instead 350 maximum health. This means that he can also be healed during this time instead of just being that shield, so that's pretty, again, added survivability. I'm here for it. Moving on to Strategist, Adam Warlock is finally getting an increase to his speed, but unfortunately it'll only be in his soul mode, and it is going from 6 meters per second to 12 meters per second. His ultimate ability energy cost is also being reduced from 4,700 to 4,500. Invisible Woman's main attack is getting quite a few buffs, going from 25 to 30 damage, 30 to 35 meters, and an increased speed from 120 to 150. And she will finally be able to place the shield directly in front of herself as opposed to in front of an ally and having to run to it, so that's pretty cool. Rocket's BRB cooldown is getting decreased from 45 seconds to 40. The ammo on his healing is getting increased from 5 to 7, and the speed in which it shoots is getting increased from 60 meters per second to 80 meters per second. Loki is getting increased health from 250 to 275. His primary attack will now also be doing less fall-off damage. And if you manage to directly hit your allies, they will be healed for a bonus of 10 health. Cloak and Dagger is getting increased health from 250 to 275. Let me know what you guys think of these changes. I will have early access to Season 5 in just a few hours, so if you have any questions at all, be sure to leave them in the comments. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.